All right, it is time now once again for the Dawn and Eli Take on the World podcast. My name is Elias Melas, but you can call me Eli for short. And who is this amazing and very festive lady to my right? I emphasize festive because you are dressed for the occasion and I'm not, baby.
Well, I'm your girlfriend, Dawn Ledgerwood.
That's for damn sure.
That's for darn sure.
Darn sure. Okay, it's a holiday spirit time.
That's for darn sure.
We're trying to keep profanity to a minimum during the holiday season, right?
Did you hear me?
What?
I was saying it's a Dawn thing.
Oh, it's a Dawn thing. Okay, sorry, I didn't, because you were so soft and I have music in my ear.
Oh, yeah.
You got to speak up a little louder because our voices don't go through each other's headsets.
Yes,
it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's a Dawn thing. It's all good in the hood. Anyway, baby, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Dawn and Eli Take on the World podcast. This is episode number 38. And today, our topic is, has social media ruined relationships? One more time, episode number 38 of the Dawn and Eli Take on the World podcast. The topic is, has social media ruined relationships? And baby, real quick here, this topic, when I made you aware we were going to do this topic earlier today, it really hit you, huh?
Oh, I was like, that's a great topic to talk about. And it doesn't just go for, a boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband and wife. It goes through all of the relationships you have in your life.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Any relationship.
So
every relationship.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, and you were telling me before the show that you need some time to mentally and emotionally prepare for this because it's a very heavy-hitting topic for you especially, right?
Yeah, but we won't go too far into mine because people already know my story, but we will,
Well, I mean, here's the thing. This is the podcast. A lot of you people are tuning in that don't know your story. And I'm just saying you can share whatever you want, even if you shared it in the past, or you can just choose to not share what you don't want to share.
Yes.
How does that sound?
All right. We'll just kind of play it by ear.
She's an amazing lady. And as we all know, and I say this respectfully, I'm not saying this to be condescending or mean or anything. We all know, all human beings have emotions, but we all know that ladies are, emotional in the present moment, and they respond emotionally to everything based on how they're feeling in the present moment. I love my lady. I understand that. I accept that. And I just want her to be happy. And that's why we're doing this show, because we want to share with everyone, what social media has done to ruin lots of relationships, including family relationships, including boyfriend and girlfriend relationships, including marriages, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not limited to just one specific type of relationships. It's all relationships, right, my love?
Yes, it is all. And that's why I was like, oh, this is a heavy subject, because there are a lot of people I had no idea how much I had wronged. And it's a real eye-opener and very humbling right now to go back through those relationships and try to mend them even slowly, and just try to get them on the road to recovery.
I hope you don't think that you're the only one that's ever had this problem, babe.
Oh God,
or
no.
problems in general.
No.
Sometimes I think or feel, based on how you're reacting to things that are out of your control, I feel like you feel you're the only one that's been wronged or gone through this. And so I just wanted to clarify that for the record, I
know that it's not true. I'm not the only one, but it doesn't hurt any less. And so that pain, you take a lot of responsibility on for that pain.
Right.
And so that's the hardest part. And you just got to get up the courage and talk to the person, That's the best thing.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So before we get to this week's topic, and I've got 7 Reddit postings lined up. I'm not saying we're going to get through all of them. I just have them lined up. This show's going to be around an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours max. We're going to fill in as much of that time as possible. So we'll get through at least 4 or 5 of them. But before we get to that, as always, babe, how's the last week been here at the GNA? I'm just really extremely full of joy on how things have been just looking up for us here.
Yes, I feel the same way. I do feel that things are going very well for the GNA. It's a slow process of everything that's going on. But as of this point, I think the GNA is on top of the game. I think they are 10 steps ahead of everybody out there.
GNA. You refer to the GNA as they are, and
we are, but I misspoke thinking like including our executive team.
Oh, of
I
course,
just used the wrong.
We're all the team, but I get it.
I used the wrong verb. So
no, don't worry about it. I was just giving you a little friendly love there, baby.
I love you.
That's all.
I love you.
It's all good. We are the GNA, and you and I are the biggest part of the GNA, and I say that with humility. I'm not trying to downplay our other executive members, such as Tia and Sandra Palacio, and now even ODN, or anyone else that supports us on the YouTube end of things or anywhere else on social media. I'm not trying to downplay it, but any vision, any business has to start with 1 or 2 people creating a vision. I created the vision of this back in 2011, and you joined the vision when you decided to, get into a relationship with me.
Yes.
And that was a little over 4 years ago. And it's been an interesting ride because of social media.
Yes.
And we'll share a little bit about that as we move on through the show. But yeah, things here at the GNA are really looking amazing. And, first of all, happy holidays to
happy holidays
to everyone out there. And that includes even people that may not be that fond of us. We wish everyone, a very happy holiday season. Christmas is right around the corner. We just had Thanksgiving, almost a couple of weeks ago. Now Christmas is coming up, literally in 2.5 weeks?
Oh my God. It goes by so fast. Once Thanksgiving hits, it's like the month of December is over in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Right. You're right. And, the day we're recording this is Sunday, December 7th, 2025. This will be released throughout the entire podcast network on Wednesday, December 10th. 2025, and by the time this gets released, we're going to be 15 days away from Christmas, just a little over 2 weeks. And then 1 week after that, we bring in 2026. And I absolutely look forward to 2026. I don't know about you, babe, but
oh yeah,
this is going to be, I've been saying this for years regarding this coming year is going to be the year of the GNA. And I will humbly and respectfully admit I was wrong about that.
Thank you.
I was wrong that, 2025 was going to be the year of the GNA, and 2024 was going to be the year of the GNA, and I say it every year. But this year, I'm not going to get into my reasoning why. But this coming year, the lane is going to be so clear for us to just run with this and help as many people as possible accomplish whatever it is that your hearts desire. We really want to help motivate and inspire people to, first of all, learn to better love themselves and learn to become the best version of yourselves that you can be. And it's not easy because we've all gone through stages of not having self-love. We've all gone through of wondering whether we're good enough or not. It's not just Dawn or any of you. I've been through that. We all go through that, no matter how confident we may appear today or even are today. It wasn't easy to get here. It was a struggle. And we want to share with you folks what our struggles have been like and what we did to overcome them. So that way, you can turn things around for yourself if you're struggling and accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. What are your thoughts about that, babe? Did I say too much there?
Oh, no, you didn't say too much or I thought you put it very well, very eloquently. I know, like you've said 2025 is going to be the year. I truly believe, like you, that 2026 is going to set some waves in motion, and it's also going to set some precedents. And
right.
That's where we feel our accomplishment's going to be this year. So, or this upcoming year, I should say. But yeah, I'm positive. I will admit I'm more positive this year than I was in the past 2 years. So I really think.
Why is that?
I think because I just had been seeing the same behavior go back and forth without anything being done about it. And so once you got rolling this year, being serious about it.
Being serious about taking care of business.
Taking back your lane. And I feel this year is going to be the year.
So that's been inspiring to you, even though what I've had to do, which we're not going to get into that specifically on this show, but what I've had to do in order to take back not only my lane, but our lane, it's taken a lot of time away from our relationship. And it's not being purposefully done. It's just what it involves to take care of business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big part of what we're going to be talking about here today, because in a relationship, you have to have understanding to each other's feelings, wants, and needs. It doesn't only go for the woman. Just because women, process their emotions a little differently than men do, doesn't mean that men don't have emotions, and it doesn't mean that, our feelings shouldn't be taken into consideration, right, babe?
Oh.
Do you feel sometimes as a woman that sometimes you get so, and I'm not saying this to be mean, it's just an honest question. Sometimes you get so caught up in your own emotions that when I'm having an emotional moment, it's hard to recognize it because you're so consumed with your own emotions?
You know what? I think what it is that, I've never really had to deal with men having emotions or showing emotions.
So none of the prior men you dated had emotions?
They
didn't express their emotions.
They didn't express them the right way. Because, my, the relationship I had after my ex-husband, he had emotions.
But he was emotionally overreacted.
But he was overreactive and he was emotionally put into rage.
And he was emotionally unstable is what you're saying too, right?
Yeah, basically. So, I just think now it's going to go well. It's going to, and my part coming up in this year is going to be scheduling more interviews on the podcast. I want to get more people on here to get different perspectives on different subjects. I know we have a couple lined up for the beginning of the year. But yeah, I invite anybody to message us or email Eli for, to see if we want to interview you or vice versa. So yeah, please get a hold of us. Let us know. But, we welcome the new year.
Yeah. And to make it very clear, if you're going to be a part of our podcast, because we do put the video version of our podcast on YouTube and they're very, very strict with their policies and their community guidelines and terms of service. We're going to ask every one of you to take that into consideration. That's why we do these shows pre-recorded. If I feel after a show is recorded, it violates any terms of service on YouTube, I'll either just bleep those parts out, edit them out, or
just remove the video.
Just not put it out there, because it's not worth it. And here's the thing. We all want to share our thoughts and feelings regarding how other people have wronged us on social media. That's a big problem nowadays. Issues are happening more so digitally than in the real world. So all the problems have escalated online, and people are coming out online and they want to vent out, and then they want to attack the people that attack them. It's not the right way to handle it, right? Mm-hmm. Sharing your story on how you're being attacked, and sharing what people are doing to you without insulting them, mm-hmm. Is the proper way to do it. Mm-hmm. You can call people out on the stuff they're doing without having to insult them, or bully them or harass them or anything like that. Just because somebody may be bullying or harassing you doesn't give you the right to bully and harass them back. It mm-hmm. doesn't. They don't have the right to do it to you. But just because they're doing it, why do you want to stoop down to their level? And then at the same time, if you're on our show, risk us having the video removed, or if you do it on your own YouTube channel or any other platform you create content on, why would you want to risk having your social media platforms removed by the platform for policy violations over someone that is trying to trigger you at that level to the point of where you do get your channels or social media platforms shut down because of how they're, triggering you? That's what they want. So don't give them what they want.
Yeah.
And don't screw yourself at the same time. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, we will be vetting out who we're going to have on the podcast. So yeah, but still, please, try to get a hold of us, send a message, an email, whatever, and we'll figure it all out. So yeah, that's how I'm going to incorporate myself mm-hmm. more into the GNA this upcoming year, because I am feeling way better, so much better that I can actually dedicate myself to something.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. You are the vice president of the GNA, and you are also the director of operations. I mean, you oversee the whole operations along with me. And then we have Sandra Palacio, who's the director of public relations. And then we have Tia, who's the director of special events. We have not officially come up with a position for ODN. He goes by ODN. I don't know if he ever wants to use his real name in our organization. We're going to leave that up to him. We've actually interviewed him here in the past. And actually, I'd like to do a follow-up podcast. Maybe we can do a follow-up podcast with ODN next week or the following week. Probably maybe next week, because then it's going to get into Christmas. Let me reach out to him and ask him if he wants to do that. What do you think about having a follow-up with ODN and welcoming him to the GNA as an executive?
I think that's a great idea.
Isn't that? Yeah.
Absolutely.
You like that, huh?
And I have a name for him. Executive Shit Starter.
Executive Shit Starter or Shit Stirrer.
Yep.
I don't know how professional that would come off, babe. I know you're making it funny.
Making a joke.
And it's 2025. It's the modern world, and every second word people use nowadays starts with the letter F. So I get it, but we still want to show a level of professionalism, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I can make jokes, right?
Oh, you're one hell of a jokester. I can definitely attest to that.
Oh, yeah. But other than the GNA, I think the week went very well. After the weekend, yeah, we started pulling out all those decorations, and they're all getting up and looking quite festive. And we're going to probably finish the whole house this week with all the decorations.
Yeah. A little bit earlier this year than usual.
Yeah. I actually, this year, I didn't just go through my Christmas stuff that I had. I actually went through the closet of the stuff he had previously had, and he's got some really cute Christmassy decorations.
I've got a lot of stuff.
And so I'm going to incorporate those with mine, and we're just going to have a
grand old time, right?
A festive wintry wonderland.
Wow. A festive winter wonderland. Is that what you said?
Yeah. I found so many
Sleigh bells
lights.
ring.
Yeah.
Are you listening?
No.
In the land.
Snow is
glistening.
But
a beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away. Okay, enough of that.
I was just going to say.
In the meadow we can. Okay. Go ahead, my love. Come on, give me some. Come on. I let you make funnies, and then I make a funny, and then I get a weird face. You see where the real boss is here. It's not me. I'm not the boss. She's the boss, man.
Anyways, I was going to say, I found so many Christmas lights between yours and mine.
Oh, we have a lot combined. We have a lot of stuff, yeah.
This whole house, from kitchen to bathroom to bedroom, around the freaking television. We're going to have lights everywhere. That does take time, though.
You know, baby, we'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other kitties knock him down.
Later on, we'll conspire as we, read by the fire.
I forgot that line, too.
Yeah. When you talk songs out, It's not the same. So, but I am, in the Christmas spirit with the music, and I haven't started the movies yet. I usually start those about 2 weeks before Christmas. So they'll be starting very soon.
It's later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire. To face unafraid the plans we've made, walking in a winter wonderland.
Very nice.
All right, we got it. Bing Crosby. I like the Bing Crosby version. That's what I just saw on Google. When I searched
that's
for the
classic.
Oh yeah, I love the classic
originals.
They are the best, and I have lots of songs in my catalog over the years that I've built, and I'll whip him out. Yeah.
But then on our personal level, another exciting thing we did this week.
What's that, babe?
We went and saw Wicked.
Oh, yeah, we saw Wicked for good.
Yeah, it was amazing.
We saw it at our Cinemark theater, and we saw it in Cinemark XD in 4K, the bigger screen with better sound. We also saw it in Real D 3D, and that was amazing. And then we had the D-box seats that move. They move around, and then the 3D's coming in your face. And I was asking you, our dog, Bochi, the big dog, whenever he sees any animals on the HD TV or whenever he sees violence, he goes up to the TV and he jumps up and he wants to jump in and protect whatever's happening there, right? Mm-hmm. I was asking you, I wonder if we brought Bochi to the movie theater.
Oh, God, he would have a heart attack.
Especially if we put 3D glasses on him and he saw it come right in his face. He would just be like, woo, woo, woo.
He would either have a stroke, a heart attack, or a seizure. Or all three at the same time.
I'm not trying to joke about it because you've dealt with all that in the past. But yeah, I was just wondering if dogs they can probably see 3D with the glasses. I just wonder how Bochi would react to 3D. He'd be wondering, what the hell is this shit coming in my eyes?
No, I think what would get to him more is the sound coming around him.
Oh, the surround sound?
Yeah.
He wouldn't know where to go, right? He'd be confused and shit, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. But you know what? Besides that, it was a great movie. He liked the first one better. I actually like the second one better.
Well, the first one had more action. The second one was more philosophical. The second one hit me emotionally.
Yes.
And I mentioned this on YouTube on some of my live streams the previous week, but I'll say it here now. You know, who would the Wicked Witch of the West was
Elphaba.
And she was on the bad side of things, and she felt guilty about it. And the supposed good witch, Glenda, played by Ariana Grande, right?
Yes.
Okay. And both those ladies, I can't remember the other lady, the Wicked Witch of the West. She was African American, and that was brilliant that they had.
I can't remember her name, but she is a brilliant singer.
She's
beautiful.
And Ariana Grande is a great singer. We all know that. She's beautiful too.
She's like a little Tinkerbell, like floating around in this movie. It's so cute. I mean, and she's such a tiny little person, anyways. So she fit that part
good. Ariana Grande is like a Tinkerbell.
Yeah, she's like a little fairy. Well, do you know where I was going to go?
I don't want to go there, but yeah,
I was just say so is her brother.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Anyway,
yeah, no, Frankie Grande. Oh. He is colorful.
Okay, fantastic, wonderful.
Besides that, I mean, the week was great in general, but
wait, you missed the one part I wanted to mention.
I'm so sorry. That's a very important part.
So Elphaba was talking with Glenda, and they both wanted to be friends with each other, but they were on the opposite end of the spectrum. Okay, Elphaba was a part of the Wizard of Oz, who was a phony and a fraud because he was just someone pulling strings. And you remember that from the original movie. In the newer Wicked series, it's all digital, right? He's doing computer shit, right? But, it's all being pulled by strings and all that. Actually, was it digital? No, because they were still depicting it back to those days. So, but it looked more modern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But, so Elphaba said in the context of, the reason why it's so hard for us to join forces, even though we want to be friends, the reason why it's hard for us to be friends is because they need someone to be wicked so that you can be good.
Yes.
And let's say that again. They need someone to be wicked so that you can be good. And she didn't say they need me to be wicked. She said they need someone to be wicked so that Glenda can be good. And the meaning of that is it's about other people that really lack purpose and are, entitled and spoiled and stuff, to the point of where those people need a villain to feel better about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that villain can be anyone. It's nobody specific. They just need a villain that will comply with the role of the villain, and that will make them, be good or feel good or try to come off looking good. And that made me more emotional than anything. I was bawling.
Yeah, I didn't see because of the 3D.
It was
glasses.
dark and the 3D glasses were on and all that. But honestly, it touched me because I've been used as the villain online in certain groups. Where we create content primarily on YouTube. I'm not going to get too far into it here today. But I have personally experienced people weaponizing me and using me as the villain so they can feel good about themselves and then monetize me and, exploit me to their audience for donations. So that particular scene in the movie, it's still hitting me to this day. It hit me really hard when we were in there. And we were talking about it on the way home, and you realized it.
Yeah.
You realized it. What are your thoughts? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I think it's a great line for the movie and for life. Like he said, you always feel that there's a villain out there and to make yourself feel better. So I think a lot of times people will seek out that villain, and they will focus all their time and energy into that so
Right.
that they feel better
Right.
about themselves by putting this other person down, constantly trying to embarrass them, trying to just banish them basically from whatever platform
It
or
gives them a
relationship.
feeling of control and acceptance amongst their peers
Yes.
that are also struggling in the same ways those creators are.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anything else, babe?
No, like I said, a great week, pretty low key, just one physical therapy appointment, and yeah, everything else was great. Great dinners this week. I think,
Wow.
yeah, I had salmon one night, which was really nice. And
Thank you for the compliments.
well, you're welcome. I mean, sometimes we get into like this like routine of what we're eating, and so there was a lot of change, and it just was nice to have a little more options this week. So thank you.
Well, you've been very, very patient with me and what's been going on so we can better prepare for 2026, like you mentioned earlier. I've had a lot of clerical things to work on regarding the GNA. And if you want to know more, go back and watch our past, 2, 3, 4, 5 podcast episodes. You can also connect with us on YouTube. If you're listening to us throughout the entire audio-only podcast network, we're on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, your favorite, babe.
iHeartRadio,
Amazon's Audible, YouTube's Music, and many of, the unknown podcast networks that are audio only. If you're listening to us audio only, you can go in the description section of wherever you're listening to this audio only. About halfway down, there's a link to, the episode, the same episode's, video version of the podcast. That'll redirect you back to our main YouTube channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development, where we do our pre-recorded content there primarily. We have done live streams there, and occasionally we'll still do them, but that's our main channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development. Now, for our live streaming secondary channel, if you go in the description section, a couple lines down, you'll see the link to GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development, where I go live, if not every day, almost every day, from a Walking with Purpose stream. Those streams they have a topic, but they're more informal. We engage the chat. We answer any questions you have regarding, a wide variety of topics. Sometimes we do in studio streams. Sometimes Don will join me on a walk or in studio on those live streams. Sometimes we do what do you call it, on the couch with Don and Eli. Sometimes we'll do a driving with purpose, if we're going somewhere. For the first time since we've been together, I think, babe, when we went to have Thanksgiving dinner with your family almost 2 weeks ago.
We did not do.
I made an executive decision without even running it by you, because I already knew you were going to be thrilled by it. When I know by default you're going to be thrilled, I just make the decision.
Good. That's a good call.
Because I knew that you were going to like that. And plus, to be honest with you, I just really wanted to break from YouTube for the day. I wanted to break from creating content just to have a nice drive with my lady and put on some nice music in the background, or just have a nice conversation with my lady, right, babe?
Yeah, no, it was a great drive, both there and home.
Yeah.
And
so,
I swear, I'll tell you all, everybody in my life knows when I say goodbye to my family, I always cry. Like, I don't know why, but ever since, like, there's been travel distance between us, being that they all live so far apart, I think that's more of where the tears come from, because the visits are so far and few between. So that's why I get a little emotional and sad and jealous, because they get to see each other all the time.
I understand.
That's just it, guys.
I have pretty much most of my family, except my family in Greece. All my family that's here in the U.S. is literally within a mile of each other, or a few miles. So,
yeah, your cousin is the furthest, but that's still like just 10 miles.
Oh, less than that, probably 5-6 miles away. So, yeah, all my family that's here in the U.S. is just a quick and easy drive away. So I totally understand how you feel regarding that.
Yeah, and in the Bay Area growing up, because the Bay Area is so large,
Right.
A lot of my dad's family lived, like my grandmother, my grandfather, some of my aunts. So we did get together more on my dad's side. My mom's side all lived back east, so unfortunately those were few and far between.
Right,
So
right.
obviously those are going to be teary. Everybody knows that. So I'm not defending myself. I'm just letting y'all know. No reason to talk shit. People cry.
Yeah. Everyone cries, even men. Even men cry. And we hate to admit it at times, most of the time, but it is what it is. We're human, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So you ready to get to the first Reddit posting? Now, I think we can do one or two before you take your restroom break, and then we can take a restroom break after that. You can take.
Yeah. How far are we in minute wise?
We are at 36 minutes. At 1 hour.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it to an hour. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started.
All right. So we have a total of 7 supporting Reddit postings today. I don't know how many we're going to get through. But I really love this community because they're just so raw and real. And it's not on YouTube. This is just people that are, just typing in a
general question.
A general question or how they're feeling about something, and they're looking for advice. And then the people in the chat respond. And it's a really...
And it comes from everywhere. It's not just from your individual community.
Right.
So that's what's great about it.
Right. Right. So let's go ahead and switch over to the browser source and get to the first Reddit posting. This is from the subreddit r/dating. And the original poster's title is, "Do you think social media have ruined relationships?" It should be "has ruined relationships," but that's okay. We're not counting grammar today or spelling. But I still naturally...
Yeah, it's just a normal thing.
It's a normal thing for me to, even during a video recording or live stream, to just talk about that.
I do it during television shows when they misspeak, or songs when they misspeak a word. Right.
So, right below, question. I personally think social media creates crazy narratives. I think you're right about that.
Mm-hmm.
Unnecessary rules. Most of the rules need to be there, or it would be crazier than what you're already seeing. And high expectations for people in dating, and it is ruining the pure fun, excitement of dating. Thoughts? Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
Go ahead, because I have some thoughts on that, but I need to put them together.
This is the thing that people become confused by, or just don't understand. Here's the thing. Just because we have social media nowadays doesn't mean you have to change the fundamentals of life. You can use social media to enhance your life in the same ways you've already been living it, but you shouldn't change your entire life because of social media. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah. I mean, that goes back to the days when catfishing was really big, Right. You need to make yourself known as yourself. Putting yourself out there as a different person or a different persona, that's fake. And that's where these relationships start to get affected and ruined by social media. Well, I think I pulled that all together nicely.
I believe you did. Absolutely. And before we read a few comments from this posting, look, I've done many videos and streams on dating between both of the YouTube channels I mentioned a little bit ago. We'll mention them again towards the end of the show. But, or while we go on break, I always mention it again. While Don goes on break. But here's the thing. I met Don on Match.com. And, I was using dating apps religiously for the last... Well, they used to be before the phones came out, the smartphones came out. They were on the web. but I've been using dating sites / dating apps for over 20 years. I've never had an issue. It hasn't been any different than the real world. You just have to know how to properly vet people online. If people aren't showing you a full body shot, then they're probably trying to hide something. You have to read the profiles, and you have to look at grammar and spelling, and you have to look at it as a job interview. If you're trying to find a decent person, it's like a job interview. And I remember there were a few times back in the days, and I'm going to share this story again. You know where I'm going with this. I've met a few women in the past where when I met with them, I was asking them questions to get to know them, and they're like, "What is this? 20 questions? What is this? An interview?" And in my head, I'm like, "It absolutely is a fucking interview." And I didn't say that. What I said was, "I'm just trying to get to know you, right?" And to me, if you're getting to know someone and they're not willing to be open and transparent, then they're not ready.
No.
They're struggling. It's a telltale sign of them struggling internally. So you do want to properly vet someone. And this is what I think the struggle is here. A lot of people are just going on dating sites and they start talking with someone and they're like, okay, let's just meet. And they don't have an hour or two phone call before they meet. And they don't, try to get a good feel of, what the person is like before they meet them.
Yeah.
Okay? Use the dating apps to connect with someone, then have a phone call, and then meet if the phone call feels right. And then it is a fucking interview. Now, you don't have to you don't go into it saying, I didn't go into the first date with Dawn and I said, "Hey, babe, let's start the interview process right now."
No.
You don't do that. You go in there and you just start talking, and then you ask questions. And here's the thing. A lot of times you can ask those questions on a 1 or 2 hour phone call or half hour or 45-minute phone call a day or two before you decide to meet, because you're going to get an idea of what that person's personality is like. You're also going to get an idea on, are they in a good place to date? Do they have the time to date, or are they too busy? Are they trying to rush the process because they have such a busy schedule to the point of where, they're not willing to fit you in? I mean, you got to take all that into consideration, and you cannot blame the online world or social media for that. Now, the other aspects, we'll get to it once you're with someone. How you use or abuse social media can affect you, but what do you think about what I said so far?
Yeah, I had something to say about that, but I forgot.
About,
you were long-winded.
The interview process?
Oh, yeah, the interview process. I think a lot of times, yes, it can. If we want to break it down, it is an interview process.
It absolutely is an interview.
But you don't have to give your whole life story in that interview. Like, you could be like, "Oh, where'd you go to college?" Boom, I went to Stanford.
But you gave me your full life story because you wanted to know if I was in or out. You wanted to know if I was in.
I wasn't going to waste anybody's time.
Because she's been through some stuff. And she's like, "Listen, let me just tell this dude everything about me, because eventually he's going to find out. I want to see if he accepts me now or not." The fact that you were that transparent is what won me over.
Mm-hmm.
At least on my end. And on your end, it was probably something, I assume was probably something similar.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the transparency, the honesty, someone that's willing to be that transparent and open. Yeah, because that's hard to find. People are closed off. They want to try to hide what they've done in the past. And with the internet nowadays and background checks and all that, people can find out whatever you do. Just be honest about it.
Yeah. People are going to find out anyways.
Because when you're honest, it's also showing the other person that you've accepted responsibility and, you've been turning things around and you just had a hiccup or two. That's all.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? Anything else?
No.
All right. Let me go down here. And read a couple of comments here. Social media is ruining people, not relationships. That's a good point.
Interesting.
Those who don't spend their lives hanging on every word that other people post online are still able to have perfectly healthy and happy relationships. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Truth. That is so true.
What is that, baby?
A truth bomb.
Truth bomb?
Yes. No, that is...
One more time.
Truth bomb.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean... that hit me like a fucking...
Like a ton of bricks.
Ton of bricks. That's so true. Go on. No, that's true.
Go on because it's hitting you really hard.
Yeah,
huh?
I'm like, church.
All right. And then someone below there says, agreed. And then another person says, and that proportion of people not affected by social media is decreasing day by day.
Yeah.
Truth ball.
Yeah. I just know with the two of us, we have to disassociate all of the comments and all of the shit talking. And when we do, excuse me, we have a great relationship. We have great communication that doesn't involve all of that. We have things in common that goes above what's going on the computer. So that, like, if you can check out and be committed to something else, then that shows that you are in a good relationship.
And you're in a good place.
You're in a good place in your own life. Yeah.
Right. All right. Let's continue. No, I think social media has ruined literally everything. And I, quite honestly, for the most part, I would agree with that. But
yeah, there are benefits.
It's only if you allow it to ruin everything. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. Because there are benefits to it.
Absolutely.
It's what you are allowing, in that to be done.
You're in full control.
Yeah,
you don't have to let it suck you in, right, babe?
Yeah, I turn mine off a lot.
Do you ever get sucked in though?
Sometimes.
We all get sucked in.
Yeah.
I get sucked in all the damn time, but sometimes I've learned to turn it off at times.
Sometimes I just find myself on my phone just scrolling endlessly for nothing.
The smartphone I think if anything has really, really ruined us, it's the smartphone, because before we had to access the internet, before tablets and smartphones, the portable devices, we can sit on the couch and just surf all night, or the phones wherever we go. I can look at stuff while we're at your doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
Just like I'm on the laptop almost, right? Before we had to log into a computer, desktop, or laptop, and then once we turned that off, go to the bedroom or living room, we're watching TV. We didn't have that, but now we have everything coming to once we turn off the laptop, it all just goes to the phone.
And how about all night shopping, people? You can all night shop on Amazon.
And all the other apps, right?
Yeah. And how many of us buy useless shit in the middle of the night and go, what was I thinking? Yeah. I mean, but you're like, oh, that looks cool. The next day you're like, or you get it and you're like, what the hell? So yeah, I mean, online shopping could be dangerous, but it's also wonderful.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, that person says, no, I think social media, has ruined literally everything. And down below, this is the answer! Exclamation point, 3 exclamation points. Let's see, absolutely. And cheating is worse now because of it. This generation wants things now and doesn't want to wait/work for anything. Everything is becoming fast paced. That's the problem.
I don't think that it's increased the number of people cheating. What I think it's increased is the number of people getting caught cheating. That is
a good point.
Because prior to that, I mean, people were cheating all the time and getting away with it.
You know what, babe? I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that.
Oh, yeah. That is, very much accurate, I think.
No, you're right.
Maybe you look up that statistic on percentage of people cheating before smartphones and after.
Don't even have to look it up. It's much higher because
it's much higher.
Even law enforcement agencies, the FBI, local and state police, etc., any law enforcement agency, the first thing they do now before even running a background check is they go to your social media.
Yeah. Well, they do that. When you go in for a job interview too, they don't call references.
That's all people do. They go right to Google and they look for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not? It's all there. People are putting everything out there. And listen, I'm guilty of that too, but I've got nothing to hide, so I don't care.
Yeah.
But if you have something to hide, that's a different story. And if you have something to hide, then you probably need to work on correcting something.
And that's, that's how people are getting caught in a lot of shit, so they text people or they email them and then they delete them thinking, oh, it's gone forever. The police will never know or the PI will never know, and it's like, yeah, no, we can get that.
Awesome. We got a couple of more here that are interesting, and then we'll go to the second one, and after that, we'll have you take your first break.
Okay.
So, yes, they think they're entitled to every single thing. Entitled.
That is like
it's great when somebody from the generation says that about their generation. Go ahead.
It's like been the word of the last 2 decades.
Yep. And while I heavily believe we deserve a lot, you also have to understand not everything will come to you just because you want it. And that's the entitlement of the millennial generation. And it stemmed a little bit to the Gen Zers, but not as bad. But still, there are still a lot of entitled people because of the social media world we live in.
I want to go, yes, more so for social media and the world we live in. I'm not going to take away from back in the day when we were kids and as teenagers, we all thought we were invincible. We all didn't think anything.
We thought we were indestructible too, huh?
Oh, yeah. Nobody was going to catch us. We weren't going to die. Nothing would happen. And, so you're more reckless when you're younger. Don't you feel like you take more chances?
Take what?
Well, I'm just saying we as our generation, we're still doing the same thing, but we just didn't have the internet to do so.
We didn't have the internet at the level it's at today. We did have the internet at the beginning stages with dial-up, and you could still do a lot of this stuff, but it was dial-up.
It was dial-up. So you know what? If somebody had to use the phone, you had to get off the internet. So yeah, it was like you could not multitask in the house.
You had to tie up the entire line in the household. And fortunately, growing up, we had 2 lines here, but
not everybody has that.
Well, my dad had a business line, and I would use that.
Yeah.
And it would piss him off because that was his business line. I would tie up that line for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, I did that to my dad's business line too.
Yeah, I think we all did that. Now with high-speed internet, we have fiber here, 1,000 up, 1,000 down. AT&T fiber is great. It's been just absolutely amazingly reliable.
Mm-hmm.
Reliable, just greatest internet I've ever had. But yeah, now we have fiber, and that fixes the problem. There's nothing you can't do, with fiber. So, but anyway, let's go back and finish this one last part here. Purple Ever says, yes, and I notice things where people think they have a right to my money. Boy, I've dealt with that myself. We're not going to go any further. However, I don't think we deserve anything. As a society, we already have what poor places don't, yet society still wants more. We live in the freest country in the world here in the U.S. where Don and I live. And people that don't live here know how free we are. I think we're too free. Now, don't get me wrong. I love our freedom and my freedom as well. But I think the fact that here in the U.S., watch last week's episode, and you're going to learn more about, why in the U.S. There are more issues on social media than in any other country. It's because of Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. It protects the platforms from getting sued. So a lot of times the platforms won't remove hateful and abusive content or, guideline violating content. They won't remove it at all, or they'll let it stay for a while because it makes them money.
Mm-hmm.
It makes them money. And half of YouTube's audience wants that type of content. There's almost 3 billion active monthly users on YouTube. When 1.5 billion want this garbage that's making at least half, maybe more than half of YouTube's revenue, I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to embrace it, right? unless something is extremely crazy, right? Or these laws regarding Section 230 of the Communication Decency Act get changed, which I think that needs to happen. That's why a lot of these things are happening. Like these platforms are given a free pass. You can't sue them for what other people say or do to you on their platform. You can't.
Yeah.
You can only sue them for their own negligence, not someone else's. And I can kind of understand that, but if they're going to put the burden of handling our own issues amongst, each other on the internet, and they have no liability, at least they should be enforcing their platform rules a little bit more strictly. But they don't do it, again, because they have to balance what makes them money. And that's what's more important to them.
Mm-hmm.
Until the laws change, this is not going to change. Anything else you want to add to that before we get to the next one?
Nope.
All right. So we're already here on the page. Let's go to the next one here. This is from the subreddit r/breakups. Thoroughly convinced social media is the downfall of relationships. Now I'm going to go through this quickly here because it's pretty long. Okay. This is my opinion only. Maybe others don't agree. I don't know, as a man, and like many others, I've been through my share of breakups. Maybe it is me, but I've noticed a huge change in staying loyal or committed in relationships, and it seems to happen way more often than, say, even 10 to 20 years ago. It rarely happened, I guess, say back in the 50s and 60s. I only speak from my experience, so please, no one take it that I'm grouping. The last few relationships I've been in, including my marriage, the breakup happened what seemed to be a snap of a finger, with no trying to work on things, and every time it gets revealed, there's someone else. We as humans are built to want to be with a mate. I know some love being single. I get that, but I think they even wish they had someone sleeping with them. I do not believe if anyone is handed a choice of being with a spouse or being single, they choose single. So I'll break this down in two parts. It's the first part, and then we don't need to read any comments here because this is good enough. This person is making perfect sense. What he's saying is that when people start to fall out of love or lose interest nowadays, they just get up and leave. Why? Number one, women are liberated. They're making their own money. Number two, that women have so many more options because of the internet and dating apps. They have 10 to 100 times the options that men do. Right?
Yeah.
So as a man, you've got to take that into consideration and understand, yes, women have a lot more options than you do when it comes to the dating world. They're making their own money, right? And they've got a lot more options. And so you have got to do your part as a man to be the same person you were, and improve as you go along. Become an even better person than you were when you first met that person. A lot of times people get complacent, they get lazy, they stop doing certain things, right?
When you start a relationship, everybody gets the best version of yourself.
Correct.
Yeah, and then things start to get comfortable and you start to fall back into your own ways.
Yeah. Now, my problem, there's been a few things that I've slacked on, and we've talked about it, but it's not because I want to slack. It's because, there's so many things going on right now that I have to sacrifice somewhere, or something else that's more important is going to collapse. So, but even then, I'm doing my best to work through that. But I still feel I'm pretty much the same person that you met. Oh.
I would say there were things I didn't realize before I started coming over here and moved in. But I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying there were things that I've learned since moving in.
Yeah.
Which that's why, in my mind, I think things changed a little.
Well, they're going to change for everyone, but I'm just saying,
let me just give an example.
I'm not a lazy, complacent guy.
No, I'm just giving a stupid example. Like every time you'd pick me up for a date, the car would be pristinely cleaned. And now it's like, there's crumbs and there's cans and It's like, I know that's what my car looked like, but I'm like, dude, let's not start this fucking thing I had.
It doesn't
again.
get it. Listen, every now
It's
and
not that
it's
bad.
not bad, but yeah, sometimes we'll leave a can in the car, and maybe a couple, 2 or 3 of them, they pile up. Then I clean it up. The bottom line,
or some crumbs from a muffin.
yeah,
That's
or
what I'm
something like
talking
that.
about.
But here's the thing: when you're living with someone and you have 2 dogs, and your responsibility increases, and you have a lot more responsibility, so your energy level goes down a bit. I'm not trying to make any excuses. Before you moved in, you had your dogs at your place. You take care of them. You took care of yourself and all that. And you still do take care of yourself. I'm just saying that I had a lot more free time to, vacuum the car like multiple times a week.
Yeah.
Now I do it probably once every few weeks, which is still better than most people. But the bottom line is I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And, those are things that are not going to kill your relationship.
No, they're not a big deal, but you're asking me if things changed once, we got more comfortable.
It's always going to change with every couple, but there are different degrees of.
So I'm like, I had to
changing.
find the biggest change that I could say happened between dating and living together. And that was, you don't clean the car as much. So I'm not complaining too much. You know what I'm saying?
This person probably became complacent, and that's a big word, complacent, lazy.
Mm-hmm. Something on the chair.
And stopped doing the things he did that attracted
it's Buster,
his girlfriend or wife, however that's happened. And listen, I've been through that in the past, so I've learned that. I recognize that. I've followed many other coaches and many other dating advisors on the internet over the last 10 to 15 to 20 years. And I kept hearing the word, complacent, especially from female dating coaches that are trying to help men, right? They'll just say, complacency is one of the worst things you can do. You're at your best, like you just said, when you meet the woman, and then you start to date, and then you move in together, and then your
date nights go from steakhouses to, Jack in the Box. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's not how ours always goes. Occasionally, we'll change it up. But I know what you're saying. The average everyday person, the average everyday man that gets dumped without the woman trying to work it out, that's the reason why. There's nothing to work out because you've already shown her a side of you that she doesn't want in a man. No woman really wants that in a man. So that's what I think happened here. Look, you want to continue real quick?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay. So, with that being said, I honestly think all forms of social media have become a hotbed for dating single people. I mean, come on, how named sites are there that allow messaging discreetly? For them, it's one big worldwide free dating site. It is easy to get a friend or follow approval. Hell, does anyone personally know every single friend on every app? Hell no. So you're in the door easily. Start off completely innocent by liking the post or so, slowly ramping it up to where it's not even noticed as weird until a quick, short, instant message goes out, and over time it gets built from there until next thing you know, your partner is gone, and what the hell just happened? I'll give you the example of my marriage. We were great together, didn't fight much, sex was great. So sex was good, etc. We had a child, both worked hard with good money. I had my own business, etc. So here's how I seen it play out. Some people have what love is mixed up very much. They believe that what you have after you hook up, the nonstop kissing, nonstop hugging, texting all day, calling, talking all night, the I miss yous, you're so sexy, can't keep their hands off each other, etc., is not, in my eyes, love, but lust. And I agree.
That's
I agree
true.
with that. I agree with that. He's right. And it's the greatest feeling ever. We've all felt it, feeling of happiness, confidence, of all of it, but that's not love. As time goes on, that lust tends to slow down. The long calls have become shorter. You're not having sex 2 times a day every day. That's when love is supposed to take over from the lust. I know this is long, but I know this is long. I'm sorry, but I really want to see if anyone feels the same. By now, you may be living together, at the least staying over all the time. What once the person you kissed with perfect breath now wakes up with breath that could kill yellow jackets. That's funny as fuck, man.
Yeah.
That's you need in the bathroom right after, and good God Almighty, what died in here? Real life is taken over from that person who hid those things in courting. Life sets in. You're late for work. You got to go shit. You forgot to kiss her goodbye. You didn't mean it. You forgot in your rush out the door. You come home exhausted from work to be able to pay bills. And you wake up at 3 realizing you fell asleep on the recliner. The little window you had now to make love just got C.K block, cock blocked. He censored himself by the kid whose belly is upset. A bill went unpaid and it created an argument, but this is where love is supposed to carry you. What once was nonstop slobbering on each other is now a quick peck on the cheek with a love ya honey saying it in the direction they're rushing out the door to get the kids to school. That lust is gone. Social media enters the chat. As I spoke of earlier, that person that didn't even know your spouse made their first like on your on your spouse's post. And as I described, little by little it grows. It catches your spouse's attention a little with simple curiosity. It grows. You have no idea about it. Then comes I'm not going to read the rest of this, but the way this is going, because it's pretty long. Apparently, it looks like his wife was on social media and basically, somebody, liked one of her postings. She looked into it, and then something happened regarding that. I've seen that happen where someone, like a woman, is completely happy with the man she's with, but then she finds someone that she has even more chemistry with. And women are naturally drawn to the person they have strongest chemistry with, even if there was somebody else. Now, a lot of good women like you, I mean, I don't think you would ever do something like that, because I would never do something like that. I
don't have the energy.
See, I'm emotionally invested in you, and I think you're emotionally invested in me.
Yeah.
And I don't really think his wife was as emotionally invested as she should have been or could have been.
Yeah.
Right? And he was emotionally invested in the right way. This guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He doesn't sound like he, did too much or too little. It sounds like to me that his wife was on social media. She started getting attention on there. She got attention from some other guys that maybe she perceives are a little better looking or a little funnier or just a little better than her man. And then she gets curious, right? And then, boom, it just, she starts to slowly fade away from him. And then she leaves without even trying to work it out. Why? Because she feels guilty, because she knows what she did was wrong.
Mm.
That's what's happening. That's going to happen. There are women out there like that. There are men out there like that. The bottom line is, before you commit to somebody, especially, before you marry someone, first of all, live with them for several years like Don and I have done. We're going to get married. We're waiting for the right time to do it financially and all that. But live with them, because living with someone is like you're married without the legal paper. And once you get married, that changes everything from a legal aspect in case it doesn't work. And in case it doesn't work out, that's where the problems come in. Divorce is the worst thing you can go through, right? You've gone through it one time.
Yep. I was also going to say,
go ahead,
that also what can happen on social media, like the platform Facebook, for instance, you're getting all these friend requests from all over, from people like your acquaintances, somebody through somebody and all of that. And then boom, pops up your ex from high school.
Oh.
And it's like been 50 years, but you're totally happy with your husband and the life you've had.
But the curiosity kills the cat sometimes, right? But the curiosity
of him saying, hey, looks like you're doing good, or hey, how are things going? That just gives that little craving for more.
That little belly spark, right?
Yeah, the butterflies are hatching.
It rehashes, like the person, I'm not showing this on the screen right now, but that person was saying, give me a second here. Do. They start fighting until it's a lot. You ask to talk about it. They don't want to. They turn cold. Why? They found that euphoria and the lust from the person that methodically became the earlier version of you, giving them that great feeling. So the person that his wife was talking to on social media gave her the same initial, what do you call it? The honeymoon period.
That
she started
initial spark and feeling.
And that's only going to happen typically for like the first maybe month and a half, 2 months at the most. For everyone. At that point, if you're meant to be together and you can't bond emotionally, and you're required to have the honeymoon period indefinitely, which never happens, it's impossible, then you're going to be a miserable person going in and out of relationships and in and out of marriages, and it's just going to be crazy. This guy nailed it on his posting. I think he nailed it. What are your thoughts about that?
Oh yeah, I'm agreeing with a lot of what he's saying.
Is it time to go use the restroom?
Yeah, are we done with that one?
Yeah, we're at an hour and 10 minutes, so let's go ahead and hold on. Let me turn off the camera.
That's okay. I'm just taking off it.
Okay, the camera's turned off. Dawn's going to step away and take a quick restroom break. And then when she gets back, we'll have another maybe 40 minutes or so before we wrap it up. While Dawn is gone, I'd like to remind you all that are listening to us on the audio-only podcast network. We're on Apple, Spotify. We're on Amazon's Music. We're on my lady's favorite, iHeartRadio. We're on Amazon's Audible. We're also on YouTube's Music. And we're also on several other audio-only podcast networks that are not as well known. If you're listening to us, which is what I'm trying to say, anywhere on the audio-only podcast network, and you would like to view the video version of our podcast, which is the same audio, which is video. We actually rip the audio from the video recording that gets uploaded to YouTube. Go below the description about halfway down. You'll see the link to that current podcast video version on our main YouTube channel, which is GNA, Genuine Personal Development. When you go over there, please subscribe, bang the bell, and select the notifications so you don't miss anything. Also, below in that description section of that video, a couple lines down is the link to our secondary YouTube channel, GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development, where we go live pretty regularly. I do Walking with Purpose live streams, if not every day, almost every day, probably around 340 to 350 out of the 365 days of the year. I go live from a walk. Sometimes Don will join me on those walks. Sometimes on that channel, I'll do an in-studio live stream, which looks similar to our podcasts on YouTube. Sometimes Don will join me on those studio streams. Sometimes Don and I will do a On the Couch with Don and Eli live stream. Sometimes we'll do a Driving with Purpose live stream while we're on the road somewhere for like a long journey. So you're going to definitely want to connect with us on both YouTube channels. And if you want to find out again how to do it, just scrub back or rewind. They call it scrubbing back now. Scrub back, rewind, and listen to this again. And you'll know exactly how to connect with us on YouTube. And once you connect over there, we promise you that we're good people. We're good, positive, authentic people that have everyone's best interest in our hearts and souls. And yes, we have monetized channels, and yes, we are looking to make money doing this, but we want to make money doing something that is good for people. And most of our content is free anyway. You click an ad, we get a little ad revenue. If you want to donate to us, our Cash App and PayPal links are wherever this podcast is at. If you're on YouTube, you can send a super chat, super sticker. But that's all optional. you can consume our content and it won't cost you a thing, because we just truly care about helping people better themselves and get a little better each and every day. Dawn just stepped back into the studio. Is the big dog still in here?
Same place I left him.
Wow.
That's his favorite spot. Even when you're sitting at the computer working, he loves to be right under your feet.
Ready to go back on camera?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, the dog is underneath the desk there. There's a mat there. He totally twisted up the mat and made it like a pillow. That big dog, Bochi,
he's smart.
He's very smart. He contours his body. He uses my memory foam pillow. We've got these big, giant, king-size memory foam pillows. We got at Costco for a good deal because we have a California king-size bed. And, sometimes I'll bring it out to the couch, and then, if I leave it on the couch, the big dog will lay on it like a pillow. Like he sleeps like a human being.
Yeah, he does that.
He does.
Usually in the morning when you get up, he gets up and then he goes and finds your pillow and then just lays on it. But, that's because you just like kind of leave it there and he lays on it. And then because you're working in there, but then once you come out and make your coffee, then he's like, okay, I'm up and, off of the bed. But before that, it's like he's really just getting up there to be comfy and sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
I mean, most of the time he's on the ground.
He's very respectful. When he sees me coming, he'll get off because he assumes I'm going to go and sit there.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, but yeah, he has this really thick, we have a really, really thick weighted queen size blanket that I have folded up that gives him good comfort there.
Uh-huh.
And then we have a big Great Dane size memory foam bed for him that Eli has purchased when we moved in here. And
yeah, that thing was like normally like $120, $130. I got it for like $70. I got a good deal on it. And even though, he's probably, Great Danes are probably at about 2.5 times Bochi's size. I still wanted to get that big, huge bed because he likes a lot of space. Plus, sometimes Buster, our little dog, will go sleep next to him. There's plenty of room. I can even go lay on that damn thing, and then there's still enough room.
I think when we first got it, I laid down, like Bochi was already laying there. I laid down, and then Buster came over, and I'm like, look, babe, we all fit. But that was after we first got it. I mean, I don't get down there and lay with the dogs now. It was but I think actually, like, we've taken pictures of us with the dogs sitting in there.
Oh, yeah, we have. And the big dog right now is literally sitting. He was looking at the green screen, but now he's laying down. He's like, we have a green screen behind us, obviously, so we can always change the background. And the big dog was looking at it, probably wondering, what the hell? Why is there this green up on the wall here? Well,
he can't see in color, dum-dum.
Are you sure dogs can't see color?
I don't know. Look it up.
Can dogs see color? Yes, dogs can see color, but not the full spectrum humans do. They have dichromatic vision, seeing many blues, yellows, and grays similar to red, green, colorblind humans, as they lack the cone for red light, making reds, greens, and oranges appear muted or brownish. That's sad.
Oh, he thinks the giants are brown and black. They're like poop. He's like, I have the poop team.
Dogs only have 2 types. Humans have 3 types of color detecting cone cells. Trichromatic, and dogs have dichromatic. So dogs' cones are sensitive to blue and yellow wavelengths. And they're red-green blindness. Because they lack a red sensing cone, dogs can't differentiate reds, greens, and oranges. A red ball on green grass might look like a brownish gray object to them. That's messed up.
Oh, wow. That, I mean, that's crazy to think of the colors and shapes we have of dog toys that we throw around. Like, just to imagine how they see it in color, like what their color is of, like if we have a multicolored dog toy, like a rope, like what do they see? Just one color? Because there's so many. Like, that's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was a side note.
Wonderful. We are now at exactly 1 hour and 20 minutes. Got about 40 minutes left. We're going to start wrapping it up probably in about 35 minutes. So let's see if we can get through a couple more of these here because they've been pretty interesting so far, huh, baby?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get over here to the next one. Back to the browser screen. This is from the subreddit r/ask Reddit, and the original poster's title is, in your opinion, what effects has social media had on people's social relationships? So we're going to go down and look at what was said here. People feel like they need to post their relationship excessively to prove they're in love.
That's true.
Do you think it's because they're trying to prove they're in love, or they're trying to show their friends they're capable of being in love and having someone that can love them?
Or just showing everybody that you're happy. You take all these pictures where you're smiling, you look great, but underneath, y'all hate each other.
Nothing wrong with posting your happiness on social media, but people that excessively do it, it's an insecurity. It's a projection of an insecurity. Probably because before you found that person, you were alone for a while. You struggled to find someone, and now you found someone, you want to show it off. The problem is, if you keep doing that, you're going to lose that person that finally accepted you, because that's just excessive. It's too much. And if it's a man doing that, the woman at some point will sense, she'll sniff out the insecurity, and eventually, if he doesn't stop, she'll leave him. Just like that.
That's only if she's confident enough in herself.
That is true. But if she's not, then why would that guy want to be with a woman like that in the first place? So, you got to vet your people out properly to make sure they're ready.
I think a lot of men don't want a very confident woman in their life.
Well, those men are very insecure. That's why.
I'm just saying, there are a lot of them out there.
Insecure men tend to want to go with women that are extremely overly insecure beyond their normal level of being insecure, because women at a natural biological level are going to have insecurities, and that's normal. For men, insecurities, that is not normal, because men are supposed to be the rock technically, right? And that's how
but
women
you know what?
perceive us.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you know what? We've watched plenty of programs that men are fucking simping all over the world.
Oh, absolutely.
And they are just weak fucking dudes, emotional, just crazy, acting like ladies do.
Oh, men in the modern world, half the men in the modern world are pathetically weak men. They're just, they're...
I just want to use the whole Gypsy situation with her ex and her new one, the difference in the two men.
Oh, yeah. No, you're talking about Ryan compared to
Ken.
Ken is a much more confident, reasonable, decent person. That is the right guy for Gypsy. And I feel basically Ryan was the fill-in guy while she was in jail, because they did not work out immediately once she got out of jail, and I think she already knew that. I think she ended up using him, in my opinion. But Ryan, now we're watching on Hulu the second season of Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup. It came out earlier this year. We haven't had a chance to see it yet, and now it seems like what Ryan's trying to do is monetize this on social media and play the social media game. And this is what really sucks about
give it a red if it's my baby. Give it a blue if it's Ken's baby.
This is the thing today with social media. If you get on regular mainstream TV, which I believe the show was on Lifetime originally, babe.
Yeah.
Okay. Lifetime's been around for what?
I
At
don't know,
least
100
25,
years.
30 years. They've been around for decades on regular cable TV, cable and satellite TV. And you get on there, you're going to get the exposure. But if there was no social media, then Ryan couldn't go and say, hey, I just put this poll out. What do you think? It's going to be a boy or a girl, and she's still married, at least as of the episode we've gotten to. We're going to watch some more later tonight and later this week. But it's like, she marries, Ryan, and then hooks up with her ex-boyfriend while still married to Ryan. And then the ex-boyfriend impregnates her. And now Ryan, he was still trying to get her back. And now he realizes he's not going to get her back. So now he's trying to monetize it on social media.
It's so stupid.
It's pathetic.
He had you. The first couple episodes, you're feeling bad for the dude. And now you see where he's going and you're like, oh, you're a creep.
Well, no, I wouldn't say he's a creep. I still feel bad for him. And I understand why he's doing what he's doing. It's not the right thing to do. Right now, he's retaliating. He's trying to retaliate. Yes, she did.
But he's being very emotional.
He's not doing it the right way. What he can do, what he should have done, in my opinion, is, put out some videos, share your experience, and say, you know what, I don't wish her any harm. It sucks that I wasn't the right guy for her.
He should have just done a Lifetime documentary by himself, his side of the story.
Well, maybe that's coming down the road.
Maybe.
He's still a part of the current story in season 2. See, Lifetime, Gypsy Rose, all these people involved, they're getting paid. Everyone's getting paid.
I can already see it. I should sell this.
Gypsy's drama has made all these people that are a part of the show famous and rich.
Yeah, they should do a spin-off, Life After Gypsy Rose.
Maybe that's the next way to go. You're probably right.
I should contact Lifetime.
You should contact Lifetime. Yeah. Okay, let's continue here. People feel like they need to post. Okay, someone's responding to that last comment. People feel like they need to post their relationship excessively to prove they're in love. Absolutely. It's interesting how social media can sometimes create this pressure to showcase relationships. It seems like some people feel the need to validate their love through excessive posts. We were just talking about that before we even read that. On the other hand, I believe that genuine connections should extend beyond what we see on social media. It is important to nurture and prioritize the real life moments and experiences that strengthen our relationships. What are your thoughts on finding a balance between sharing online and fostering authentic connections offline? I agree. That's exactly the right way to do it. I've been saying that all along. So
I see it all the time. Like people on Facebook, they tell you, oh, it's so-and-so's birthday and so-and-so's birthday. And you put out the generic happy birthday, smile, it's your birthday. All of those generic ones. I will do that for people that I'm just barely acquaintances with.
Right.
But my personal people, they get phone calls. They don't get texts. I don't even put a message on Facebook about them. I just make it completely personal about our relationship and, what they mean to me and what I mean to them. It has to come from something.
Yeah. The authentic connection offline is what you want. Like, listen, there's nothing wrong with being on social media, nothing wrong with using social media. But if you make it 100% of your identity regarding your life, then you're not living in reality.
Mm-hmm.
You're living in a digital world, and it's probably because you're very insecure and you're very shy. There's something or many things you don't like about yourself, and you can hide behind the computer, right? If you use social media, including dating apps, dating sites, the right way, okay, to vet people out, right?
is to be raw and real yourself.
Yeah, or to create good content, not drama content where you're attacking people or defaming people for dollars, right? If you use social media for the right aspects, it's a great thing. It's one of the best things that any generation can have. But the problem is people are abusing it. More than half the people are abusing it for many reasons, because it gives them an outlet. It gives them a false sense of purpose. And many people have learned how to extremely monetize the outrage, like Chris Cuomo says on News Nation.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest reasons. What fuels people more than anything? It's money.
Money.
And
power.
And honestly, money doesn't fuel me. I need money. I want money. So does Don. But we're not fueled by money. We're one of the few people that are not fueled by money. But these people that create the drama content, the harmful content that's outrageous, and people drop everything to tune into, okay? Right? These people are money motivated, and they see the easy money coming in, and then they have to keep amping up that garbage content to keep that money coming in. And at some point, it catches up with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they put themselves out of business, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're able to separate social media and the real world, or use social media as a tool to enhance your real world, great. Right?
Great.
Go ahead.
No, great.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
That's all, folks.
Okay. One more comment here. One more comment. Because you can text your friends whilst that's like UK language or something. WHILST, whilst you are away from them. You're no longer forced to interact with the people around you and build relationships. You live in your own bubble, and you don't know how toxic that can be until it hits you in the face. That is
true.
I got to give them a big round of applause.
That's very, very true.
Boy, that hits home quite well, huh, baby?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Below that, it says, I completely agree with your point. Social media has indeed provided us with the convenience of staying connected with friends, even when we are physically apart. That is a good part. However, this constant virtual interaction can sometimes lead to reduced focus on building relationships with the people around us in the real world. That's exactly what we've been saying. You cannot let social media completely overtake reality. That's what people are doing. A lot of people are doing that nowadays, even on YouTube especially. They create these communities.
They're kind of saying, just open your eyes to see the people around you.
Open your eyes.
You can have friends. You could with these people. You can find your soulmate. You don't need to have a phone to find people. You can just walk out your door. You'll find people there.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. It is important to strike a balance and actively engage in offline interactions to foster meaningful connections. Additionally, the pressure to excessively document and prove one's love on social media can create an unrealistic expectation. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will just be overly happy, or too many pictures of the two of them kissing or whatever. That's going overboard. You're really compensating for a bad relationship, in my opinion.
Right. Genuine love and relationships are built on experiences and emotions that go beyond what is portrayed online. What are your thoughts on finding a healthy balance between online and offline social interactions?
I say know what you're going to be expected by the two platforms there. You know, you're opening up yourself to a lot of lies and deception online. But when you're out in the community and you're talking to people, they can lie to you.
Yeah.
But it's a lot easier to figure it out, because you're seeing their life unfold in front of you. People online, You don't see them daily. You don't see what's going on in their household or their relationship or their friendships or whatever.
Unless you're us. We used to share pretty much almost everything. We still share a lot. But Don and I have learned to just keep certain things away from the public, not because we're afraid to share them, because, trolls and haters like to spin certain things out of context. So,
yeah, it's funny, like when they try to spin it and then they wind up getting all of the names wrong in it. And it's like, okay, so maybe 2 names are right, but then the rest of them are all wrong because y'all don't know what you're talking about. You're just out there having fun, making people miserable.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go to the next one, babe. We're at 1 hour and 35 minutes. This is the 4th one. This has a really weirdish color to it here. It's like a neon green tint color.
Bochi, what color is that? Orange?
So I feel bad for him. I'm going to be spending a lot of time with Bobo tonight, with Bochi. Now that I know that, dogs only have 2D color and we have 3D color.
So imagine a scene where it's dark outside and then an African American person is yelling. He only sees blackness on the screen. There's no, we could see the highlights from the windows or the street lights. He's just having that whole blackness, and that's why he's like, what the hell's going on?
I wonder if you can get some glasses that will give you dog vision so we can see what they see. I got to look on Amazon to see if those exist. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, I'd also like to be in their brain and see what they're thinking, especially about their humans. Oh, this bitch is fucking stupid.
All right. This one is from the subreddit R Older Gen Z. Oh, the older Gen Z.
On the older spectrum or not spectrum side.
Well, what is the oldest Gen Z? They're
my son is Gen Z and he's 27.
1997. Let's see.
Yeah.
They're 28 years old in 2025. I was right. 28 years old. Okay. Yeah, they're getting up there. The alpha generation's coming up now too. It's going to be interesting to see how they turn out. They're in their 13 or 14, the alpha generation now, I believe. Does anyone else think that social media, specifically TikTok, has ruined the perspective of romantic relationships? I think TikTok is the absolute worst.
Yeah.
Not them as a platform, but the way people use it.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
The way people use TikTok and what they put out there, because it gets so many views so quickly. It gets a lot more views and more traction than YouTube initially.
Yeah, it was cute when TikTok was cute when people were putting out dances or father-daughter dances or mother-kid dances, Yeah. Those were all cute, but now, yeah, times have changed.
Yeah. So personally, says the original poster, I think it has. Every time I go on TikTok, there's all these videos of couples pranking each other. They do that on YouTube too. And you know what? These couples, they're just a happy, loving couple. And
they're just having fun.
They're not having fun. Well, maybe a little bit. They're acting for views.
Yes.
It's completely inauthentic. Go ahead.
But it must have come from some authenticity. It was an idea that came from something they were doing already, which makes it fun, which makes it entertaining, and people like that stuff, and they're going to pay them money for it. So they took something that they already had and now has just put it on a platform where they can make money.
It and scripting it, trying to recreate it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I think that some of these couples are doing.
That's what a lot of them are doing. That's what happens on TikTok a lot. It happens a lot on YouTube. And, I've gotten to the point of where I recognize those videos by thumbnail. And anything that's not authentic, anything that's staged for views, I just can't watch. even if it's something that stemmed off a real thing that happened, if it doesn't happen, if you don't catch it in real time, I just don't think it's authentic.
Yeah.
I think even a couple that's staging a prank on each other just for YouTube views is doing it just for the YouTube money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really, this dude pranks his girlfriend all the time on YouTube. I can't remember what their names are. And it's like they're both making the money together. They're both getting paid and probably making most of their money from YouTube. So is she really authentically surprised by the prank, or was it predetermined because they need to pay their bills the next month?
Who cares if it's entertaining?
That's the thing. The thing is, it's entertaining to people. I just have a problem with the lack of authenticity on social media for money.
Well, I mean, there's going to always be. And like I said, I think some of that, it is staged because they have the camera up to video it and all that stuff. But I think that these are things that this couple had together initially. And then they put them on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and they were getting a response. So then they're like, okay, well, how can I turn this into a job?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Running scenarios about they're so interacting with the opposite gender, saying my ex used to do this or my ex used to do that. If your boyfriend / husband or girlfriend / wife doesn't do this, then they do not love you, etc. Not to mention that these type of couples tend to be people who are highly insecure and jealous. I know a lot of them are scripted and fake. That's exactly what I said. Pretty much almost all of them are scripted and fake. But still, thanks to TikTok being toxic in words, you're so significant other. They meant SO. Your significant other is considered the new normal. I don't even know if I want to be in a relationship anymore. Well, I really don't blame you for thinking that way, but don't give up on that. That's one of the best. That's the main reason for life, is to share it with somebody, right?
Yeah. Right? I mean, I just think it's ridiculous when people make decisions like that. Not every relationship is how it is on the internet. Not every woman acts the way that they do on the internet. Not every man does. This is a box where we can create an image for ourselves. The best way to get to know people is to meet them in person, to have a conversation eye to eye. And that's where you develop the feelings and the emotions and everything, that eye connection.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I've said it before. That's what drew me into you, were your eyes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad it worked. All right.
My bug eyes worked for something.
Bug. They used to call me bug-eyed growing up, and they used to compare me to the Budweiser commercial with the frogs. Bud-wise-er.
Yeah.
They would call me bug eyes.
Bug eyes.
Yeah, bug eyes or something like that. I can't remember.
I heard your brother say that one time, making fun of you. Like, because I don't know if y'all know, they look like literally brothers from a different.
Well,
everybody.
My brother looks like my mom, and I look like my dad. God rest my dad's soul.
Yeah, I mean, it's complete opposites. It's almost like my brothers, where the middle one looks just like my mom's side of the family, and the youngest looks just like my dad.
Oh.
So.
Okay. It definitely seems like a lot of people get hung up on testing their significant other. Remember the orange peel thing and naming relationship phenomena? I don't remember that. I met my husband in early 2019, and the dating scene appears to have become so much weirder since then. It's true. I feel bad for my single friends, honestly. Well, I mean, you just have to vet people out. You have to vet people out. You have to message a lot of people, and you're not going to find that person right away. You got to put in some effort into it. And again, like they were saying earlier, people don't have the patience, and they want instant gratification. You got to slow it down. Take your time. You'll find the right one, and it'll be worth the wait. Anything else you want to know? The testing never made sense to me. I had a couple of girls I was talking to and went on one date. with get all cold and defensive when I didn't respond to them doing little tests. Just, we are talking and you are disrupting that. Your tests have done nothing more than give yourself an F in my mind.
Oh,
well,
you went into that with the wrong mind frame. He did.
Yeah, he went into it with the wrong attitude. But if a woman is really shit testing him hard, that means she's not really into him, maybe physically, or maybe,
or maybe she does find him physically attractive and she has to shit test him to make sure he's backing up those looks.
Yeah, I mean, women only shit test men when they
absolutely need to.
Well, and that typically is saying that they have other options. This woman could have 2, 3, 4 other dates lined up with men that she perceives to be more attractive physically, or they've talked on the phone and they seem to get along better. You got to understand, and both men and women do this. I didn't do this. I'm a one woman man at a time. But there are people out there serial dating every week, going on 3, 4 dates a week, right? So you have to also understand that if you come across a woman that's not taking the time to get to know one guy and is just going on multiple dates, like, that woman is gonna be shit testing everyone, and that may not be someone you should be invested in at all. You shouldn't be wasting any time on someone like that. And you can find out really quickly about someone like that if they're open to having a 1-hour phone call. Here's the thing: you meet someone online. If they say they don't have time to talk on the phone for 30 minutes or an hour, then you know that they're dealing with multiple people or they're just too busy.
Yeah.
Someone that's willing to give you half an hour or an hour of their time before you meet is someone that is truly interested in getting to know you, and you stand out to them over most other people, or probably all other people at that moment. Go ahead.
No, I have nothing further. You're good. You said you finished what I was going to say, so we're in sync, baby.
I look forward to hanging out tonight. I'm looking forward to watching that Gypsy Rose with you. Now it's like,
well, we have Boston Blue first.
Oh yeah.
We were going to watch that last night, but then I started not feeling very well.
Yeah. You were a little nauseous last night, but you feel better tonight.
I don't know, guys, if it was food poisoning, because it was almost instant that I took a bite of dinner. And it was like an instant nauseous feeling. And then I just couldn't eat anything else. So I have my last night dinner for tonight's dinner.
Absolutely. Okie dokie. Let me see here. Okay, let's just go to the next one here. Okay, this is from the subreddit. Oh, by the way, we are at 1 hour and 47 minutes. We're going to probably just make this the last one. This is from the subreddit r/dating_advice. And the original poster's title is, Did Social Media Ruin Your Relationship? And he says, I think it's a man, I'm just genuinely curious to know some of your experiences. I find it increasingly harder to believe in a monogamous relationship in this world where we have access to infinite options. Well, that's why you have to properly vet people out, because there are people playing the field. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. And you know what? I think also people are just going to be humans, and everybody is going to be out there trying to think, is the grass greener on the other side? Or
yeah, they call it the GGOTS syndrome.
Yeah.
Grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah. And so but you know what? In a lot of relationships and a lot of, I'm not going to classify men or women, but they will go to the internet to find even just a social connection, just somebody to talk to, not even a sexual. It's almost like what you're not getting out of your significant other.
Yeah.
It's just the communication,
Right.
And people need to talk to people. It's just human nature.
Absolutely. So I find it, okay, I already read that. I hate social media. Me personally, I deleted, and it's been great. I wouldn't have gone that far, but hey, if that works for you, that's on you. But I feel it is really hard to meet people who also acknowledge how poisonous that can be, if you truly want to connect with someone, what do you guys and girls think? Be kind. Here's the thing real quick. You can make the internet and social media to be whatever you want it to be. You're in control. It doesn't control you. You're in control. If you allow it to control you, or if you allow other people to control you, then that's on you. And that's why we're here at the GNA to help you folks better learn to understand this, because most people don't understand this till they hit their 30s, sometimes their 40s. We've got young men and women that don't get this in their teenage years and their 20s. And that's a critical time where you need to learn to understand that. And that's what we want to drill in your head. That's how we want to help you. Go ahead.
No, I had nothing else to say. I'm sorry.
Were you going to say the exact same thing I just said?
Well, no, I mean, I had already said stuff, but I didn't have anything else to point on that.
Yeah. What I'm basically saying is that a lot of these people are blaming social media as the problem. And social media is not the problem. Every individual is the problem, because
it's how you use social media.
It's how you use it. And you can choose to meet up with certain women on dating apps. Same thing for women. They can choose to meet up with certain men, and others they can choose not to meet up with. You can also properly vet people better by saying, hey, before we meet, would it be possible to have one phone call, 30, 60 minutes? I really want to get to know you. I think that would be a really good way to get a better feel, of each other. That's fair, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And yes, it is a fair statement. But I wouldn't hold that person to a level of, okay, well, I'm just going to shut them off because right now they don't have time for me. I would give it a little bit more time and see how much effort they are putting. And if I am a priority as far as like what they want in their life.
Any woman that denied their phone number and a phone call, I would just move on.
Yeah, I'm not saying I would deny you.
I was looking for somebody real.
I'm not saying I would have denied you. I'm just saying you have to like maybe put your own boundaries on it and say, okay, I understand. But I don't feel comfortable like saying or revealing certain things about my life until I really get to know somebody.
Sure.
And that's fair.
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm saying you can have a phone conversation with someone and talk about whatever you want. You don't have to talk about the personal stuff. The thing is, what I was looking at is if a woman was willing to give me 30 to 60 minutes of her time just to have a fun, playful conversation, and she was nice to me, that's all I wanted. It wasn't to find out all of her deepest, darkest secrets. It was to basically see, in this crazy busy world that we all live in, that is she willing to carve out a half hour of her time to just talk with me? Because if she really is truly that interested and I'm at the top of her list, then she'll say yes. If she says, no, I don't do that, let's just meet, then okay, I have my answer. And I'm trying to help people understand that, right? Right now, you guys out there are allowing the women to control the narrative, and it's good for the women. They're trying to do their thing. They're trying to vet out men. Your job is to vet them out as well. Okay? So they're vetting you, so why aren't you vetting them? There you go. We can help you figure out how to do that here at the GNA. Should we read a few comments, baby? We are at 1 hour and 53 minutes. One comment, and then we're going to wrap this baby up.
Okie dokie.
You used to like that too. The options are not infinite, just the choices, but those choices are an illusion. That's a good point. Choice isn't infinite. The illusion of choice is. If they're going to cheat, they're going to cheat, social media or not. Amen. Baby, what do you think?
Yeah.
Big round of applause. Go ahead, babe. Go ahead. No. What do you think? That makes sense.
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah, it totally makes sense.
A cheater's a cheater.
Cheater's a cheater.
Okay? Just because you're on social media doesn't make you any more prone to cheating. If you have it in your mind to do whatever you want to do, you're going to do it, social media or not. having social media doesn't mean you use it the same way other people do. Just because you have and use social media doesn't mean you have a toxic relationship with it.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, a lot of people want to say that people who meet online, it's a fake, not real relationship. They're in it just for lust or whatever.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of couples, including Eli and myself, that have worked out very well meeting online. And in mostly part too, being open and honest with each other about what they wanted out of a relationship and where their headspace was.
Right.
And that's what Eli and I did. And so if you could be mature enough to go into it that way, instead of just looking at it as a wham bam, thank you, ma'am or sir, then you can find out if that person's really going to be the person you want to invest time in.
Right. It's a very, very good point. Very, very good point. Okay. One more here before we wrap this up. Social media has never come close to ruining any of the relationships I've been in, to finish up the last person. And this last one here, this is interesting. It ruined mine too in several ways. First of all, he would sit with his nose buried in his phone for hours, totally ignoring me after he had been at work all day. All I wanted was to spend a little time with him. Then, wow, either he's not into you or he's just a moron.
Then say something, bitch. Say something. Say, put down the phone. Spend time with me. If that's what you really want, don't skirt around it. Don't pout on the couch. Say, put the fucking phone down. I had to tell him that in the movies. You know? I mean, although it was just previews, but I'm just like, turn off the light of your phone.
My mother texted me, and I told you that.
Yeah.
So my mother gets a free pass over you every time.
Yes, that is true.
Okay. So I wasn't trying to not enjoy the
All
movie.
I'm trying to say is stand up and tell him, put it down or get the fuck out.
He still has these feelings 6 years later, and he stalks her, and it makes me so sad and uncomfortable. Some people take it way too far. That's going to get people a restraining or stalking order or both. It's going to get them, in court, a protective order, or in jail, or even worse, if who the person they're doing it to has family that doesn't abide by the law. You have to always take into consideration how crazy people are nowadays.
Yeah,
right?
That's another thing. Not even just vetting them to see if they want to be in a relationship. You got to vet them to make sure they're not a serial killer.
Right. All right, babe. We are at 1 hour and 57 minutes. Final thoughts, babe. I'm going to have you say your final thoughts.
Great subject. I don't even think we really touched base on all of it. This could be almost 2 episodes.
No, we could do a part 2 on this. But
yeah, so a lot of great stuff that we covered. More to come later. And maybe since we've gone over this before, maybe we could have somebody on interviewed that has gone through social media relationship as well.
That would
like
be
I said,
interesting.
maybe one of the people that I know in my personal life would want to do that.
That would be very, very interesting.
It would be very interesting, and I could see, and I know one that they were personally invested in each other, had a great time, got married, and then instantly it was abruptly over. And so I have 2 different situations there.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, it could go either way, but great
can.
topic. Hopefully we can get somebody in here on the podcast that can relate to that. And I hope everybody has a great week. We appreciate you all. And if you enjoy, please donate and share and like and all that good stuff. And I look forward to next week.
Absolutely. All right. I don't have really much more to add to that. All I'm going to say is that use common sense, folks, and just be good to people, online or offline. A lot of people are using the online world today to mask who they really are, because you're in a lot of pain. You're in a lot of emotional and psychological pain. And, people will go to social media and attack other innocent people because they're struggling and hurting inside, you're only hurting yourself more while hurting other people, a lot of other people, with the way you're acting online. Get the help that you need. Okay. If you're struggling at that level, you know, everyone should have insurance. If you don't have insurance, you should have health insurance. And most health insurance plans, give you a good plan to see a therapist. You have a therapist and a psychologist, and it's made wonders happen for you. And I suggest the same thing for other people. So anyway, anything else, babe?
Nope.
With that being said, babe, it is time to start wrapping things up. All right. You've been listening to the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast, and this was episode number 38, and the topic was, has social media ruined relationships? One heck of a topic. Right, baby?
Right, baby.
Absolutely. Now, before we head on out of here and right off into the sunset like we always do after these shows, we'd like to remind you all, Don and I would like to remind you all, that if you're listening to us on the audio-only podcast networks such as Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, my lady's favorite,
iHeartRadio.
What is it again?
It is iHeartRadio.
And one last time,
iHeartRadio.
My lady's favorite, iHeartRadio. We're also on Amazon's Audible, and we're also on YouTube's Music, and also on the very many other not as well-known audio-only podcast networks. If you're listening to us on the audio-only podcast network, wherever that may be, go to the description about halfway down. You'll see a link to the YouTube video version of the same episode. It just has video along with audio. We ripped the audio from the video. That'll redirect you back to our main channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development. When you go over there, you subscribe, bang the bell, bang the bell, and select the notification so you don't miss anything. Also, go below that description of that video, a couple lines down, you'll see the link to GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development, where we go live, if not every day, almost every day. I do Walking with Purpose streams. Sometimes Don joins me. We do other in-studio streams at times, and sometimes Don joins me. Sometimes we do On the Couch with Don and Eli on the couch. Sometimes we do Driving with Purpose, and Don joins me. So, yeah, make sure you subscribe to GNA2, Genuine Life Personal Development, and you won't miss anything. With that being said, have a good one. Take care, and as always, baby, be good to each other.